Welcome, fleshies! I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. His name is Charlie. And he is an old friend of mine. Older than even me. And when I say old, I mean ancient. Tonight, we're taking a little trip to the Forest Way Estate. A beautiful place with a simple, very firm house rule. The kind of rule that when you break it, well, things get a little ouchy. It all started with a simple game of catch in the basement, followed by a sacrifice of sugar cookies. Innocent, right? Just a couple of kids trying to make a friend. But when a creature that just chuckles is around you, you have to ask, is that a happy chuckle? Or is it a you're about to empty my silver drawer in pure terror kind of chuckle? Unfortunately, you'll have to deal with me tonight, because our dear friend, Nature Guy X46, well, let's just say he had a very loud, very sudden date with a pile of clattering spoons and a locked door. He's currently huddled under a blanket, whispering about things he shouldn't have named. So, he's out for the evening. Now. But you are in, aren't you? Settle in. Grab your favorite snack. Pull up your favorite tombstone. And listen to his name. And now, his name. Some homes come with amenities. Some come with history. And others come with boggarts. The grand estate, known as Forest Way Estate, is home to one such creature. Why is it so dark? Boggarts are a kind of goblin-like creature. They're said to be chill until you insult them, or if you break the biggest rule pertaining to boggarts, and that rule is never to name one. This particular estate is home to at least one of them. The original family knew about the creature, and they left it goodies. Eventually, the original family left the home. They promised the creature someday they would return, so the creature stayed. The new owners moved into the home, and yes, they are related to the first owners of the estate. The Pierces have recently moved into the estate over the last 6 weeks. They brought their kids, 2 dogs, and their cat. One day, while exploring the house, their oldest child finds himself in the basement. While he was down there, a noise that can only be described as chuckling was heard. He didn't tell his parents, but the next day, he left a ball in the middle of the basement. He then sat with his back to the ball. Out of the kid's mouth came, "You can play with the ball." He didn't know what was down there, but he knew something was. He heard the sound of little feet on the stone floor. Something was there, and the young man now had more proof that something else was sharing the house with the family. For a second or two, there was silence. Perhaps giving this toy to the creature wasn't so smart. The next thing he knew, the ball hit him in the head. Luckily, it was a fairly soft ball, but it still hurt a little, enough to make him say, "Ouch!" And when he yells out, the thing chuckles. Done playing, the kid says goodbye and walks back upstairs. Knowing that something is indeed in the basement, he tells the sister about it, but she wants proof. Together they hatch a plan to bring it out into the open and hopefully capture the creature in the picture. The next day he leads his sister to the basement. They brought down sugar cookies and a towel with them to offer to whatever was living down there. They then put down the cookies on the towel, and then they hid the phone. And then, very carefully, they turned on the camera app and started recording. Brother and sister returned to the stairs out of sight of the creature. The hope is that the creature will come out of hiding and will eat the cookies. If it does, they'll have proof to show their parents. Sure enough, the boggart came out of hiding. He can smell the cookies. The camera captures the image of the creature as it enjoys the morsels. He then hurries back to his hiding place. The creature was unaware of the children or their phone, and when the creature was gone, they rushed down to grab the camera, and the kids headed back upstairs. They made their way to the kitchen, where they sat down with their phone. They were able to bring up the video. It showed up on the video the creature eating the cookie. The creature had pointed ears and a slight build. It was much shorter than they were. While frightened, they also found themselves curious, especially the little sister, who didn't see the boggart as a monster. Everything seemed fine. The kids did leave the kitchen, and they headed upstairs to bed. Meanwhile, the boggart is moving about in the basement. The next day, the little girl was all excited, and she came up with the name for the creature. She's going to name him Charlie, after her best friend. Does she think that the being is a playmate? Is making a friend of the creature a bad idea? She seems to think that he's friendly, but eating cookies doesn't mean that someone or something is good-natured. She may very well think that she has a friend in that creature, but this thing is more fiend than friend. The next time the kids go downstairs, the name slips out of the girl's mouth. The boggart hears her. In a voice that was slow and eerie, it asked a question. "Is that my name?" She gave him a positive response, and that is all it took. Instead of waiting for them to leave the cookie for him on the floor, he rushed forward and grabbed the cookie, slapping her hand as he took it. "Little kids should not be giving sweets to the likes of me. But thanks for the name, because now I am free," the boggart said as it disappeared. The girl is crying, while the boggart is laughing and eating his snack. Cry for me! I like your tears!" The kids ran upstairs and locked the door. He ate the rest of his cookies, and then he had a devilish idea. But later that night, Charlie didn't stay in the basement. He thought out loud how he could visit his little friend. You read what he said. Think I'll visit my friend and give her a little fright that will be a delight for me. And maybe I'll empty the silverware drawer before I retire. When he was done chuckling, he opened the door, using a bit of his magic. Following the scent of the little girl, he ran through the house till he got to their room. With a movement of his finger, the door opens and he walks in. He strolls over to the little girl's bed, takes her hand, and nips her pinky finger, which causes her to wake up crying. When she sees him, a scream comes out of her mouth. It wakes up her brother and her parents, too. The boggart turns invisible and leaves the room. True to his word, he empties the silverware drawer with pure joy. The clatter of silverware fills the house. Again he chuckles and chuckles some more before going back downstairs. The end. For now. Well, fleshies, I hope that story didn't keep you up too late. Our time together certainly gobbled up the clock, didn't it? I just want to remind you that this is only part 1. Part 2 will be coming out later this week. Until then, it seems our dear friend Charlie is certainly making a name for himself, now that he's free. I'd say he's enjoying his newfound freedom. And the poor Pierce children are probably dreading what he'll decide to unpack from the silverware drawer next. Remember, kids, the boggart always has room for a little extra sacrifice. And if you hear a lot of rattling from Nature Guy X46 blanket forts, don't worry. That's just him checking his closet for any misplaced kitchen utensils. He's been truly rattled by this whole experience, but he'll be back eventually. Thank you for pulling up your tombstone and listening. Now don't forget to come back for part 2. Or Charlie might just decide to pay you a little visit tonight. Until next time, remember, goodbye, fleshies, and pleasant nightmares.